Tales to Terrify. This week, joining me, an old friend of mine after a fashion, we have Chris, maybe better known to you as the Orange Grove on that there interweb thing. We're going to talk some scary movies and spooky season type stuff. Us old blokes probably still call it October, but it is an awful lot of fun. We're both quite into that vibe. So, as everybody can already see, let's just jump into this. You've got quite a collection there.
I have indeed. Yes. Been at it a while. But this stuff wasn't available when you were a kid, so it's all available now. So I'm kind of like living, yeah, 13-year-old self's dream.
Yeah, it's so a great thing. So what was it? Can you remember a particular time or a particular movie maybe that really got you, that sent you to the dark side? What was it that hooked you in rather than scared you off?
A couple of things, really, not just one thing. It was like an accumulation. I think watching. I think probably the first thing was probably watching Jaws. In way back in the early 80s when it was shown on, watching Jaws. I just remember like being just by the gruesome aspects, because you're a kid. That's the thing that kind of draws you in, the blood and the guts.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. And then just a couple of other things back then, like there was an old show called Hammer House of Horror that I used to watch as well as a kid.
Yeah.
If you could, be able to stay awake until it came on, you might get a good episode that'd creep you out. I remember a couple of good episodes of that kind of invoked a bit of an interest in horror. And then I think it probably the next big thing after that was probably Nightmare on Elm Street. Seeing that for the first time, and that completely terrified me as an 11-year-old child.
Because of course we all watched these things younger than we were technically supposed to.
You'd go to a friend's house, watch videos, and your parents didn't know what you were watching. Star Wars, and you popping the Burning in there, and that sort.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Elm Street, that terrified me. Completely terrified me. I didn't sleep that night. Just completely, just speechless. And then I got really into it, and then I think the second one came out not so long after, and I became fascinated by it. And then shortly after that, started seeing all the Friday the 13th. I was roughly about 12, 13, something like that. All the Friday the 13th started getting released on video in the UK. So I started kind of going through them one by one, because they started releasing them in sequence. So I got to see them, in sequence. Kind of remember counting the days down till the next one came, getting into it. And then it all kind of happened in about 87, watching all them movies, and then discovering Fangoria magazine, which was a big one. That was the only thing you could really read horror related. There was nothing like that in England. There were there's no merchandise back then, no shows, the only way to see these movies on video, if you were looking for your video store to have some of these titles. Chris, I think some people have, but yeah, and then that was it. Yeah, I mean, and then towards the end of the 80s, it was just like sequel after sequel. So it was just, it was a good time to be that age and be a horror fan. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, lots of varying quality, but
varying quality.
Depends. I mean, but then it's like any art form; it's subjective. So what for you personally? what for you makes a good horror film? Are you like a jump scares guy, or do you like the kind of like psychological sort of tension, or more of the fear of the unseen, or something that's maybe because it's sort of realistic, a sort of an element of that could happen, and that's why it's fucking scary.
I think I'm more about the mood, the creepiness,
Yeah.
that for me is the key ingredient. If you've kind of not got that, and it's just about gore and just visceral violence, which is fun, as a horror, we all come to expect some of those things, but just a good atmosphere. That's the thing. That's the key. Create a good atmosphere. And then sprinkle the gore on top, and it's a good story mainly. That's the thing. Mainly, the story should be the most important thing, not the gore. But yeah, that for me is the create a good creepy atmosphere. I'll give you an example. The Fog, John Carpenter's The Fog.
Yeah.
Great atmosphere in that movie. It just builds it. It just keeps on building. And then you get the jump scares, the shocks, a little bit of gore, and then that's just it's kind of tops it off. But a good story as well. Yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Much the same. It's atmosphere, mood is really important. Like I said, the gore's it's more fun.
Yeah.
It's not scary as such. I mean, why we like to be scared is kind of just a stupid fucking sentence to say out loud, really, because nobody likes to be scared. But you're kind of being scared in a safe space. Just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. It's only a movie. See, old people will get that.
Be scared again. I wish I could go back to that moment when you were 12, and go through them moments where you were genuinely terrified. But as you get older and you kind of get desensitized to it all, it loses its scare factor.
It certainly does. So
it's the part about getting all that sucks. Feel like
So on that note,
all chasing that kind of feeling about how we did when we were young and how the movies made us feel.
To which end, the current state of horror movies 2024.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you think we're driving at this point?
Not bad. Yeah,
it's kind of picking up a little, isn't it? I think we've had some wilderness years, shall we say?
It's kind of hit and miss for me. There's some really good ones out there, but there's some ones that I'm not too keen on. I'm not too bothered about. I went to see a good one last week. Me and Lucy went to see a good The Substance. Really good movie. Yeah. Very David Cronenberg-esque.
I thought that from the trailers. I mean, I'm not super big on trailers. I'm not big on spoilers. And trailers didn't used to spoil anything because they were like 30 seconds long. But now trailers are like 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's like, I really don't need that. Not if it's something I thought I was interested in. Give me 30-second short, sharp. Just give me the gist.
Yeah.
And I'll know if I want to see it or not in 30 seconds. If you can't do that, I would imagine you should probably go back to the drawing board and change the whole fucking film, because 30 seconds should be enough to get someone hooked.
Well, I remember seeing the trailer for The Substance when I went to see Alien Romulus the other month, and it kind of looked like an interesting film. So it wasn't the usual kind of things that we're used to these days in trailers, and you say, oh, it's going to be a slasher film, oh, it's going to be a psychological jump scare film. Oh, it looked quite interesting. And the subject it was dealing with, which I think was quite important for contemporary themes of, and it was really good, really good.
Cool. It's on my to-do list.
I highly recommend it.
You're not the first to do that, so it's jumping up the list every time it comes up in conversation. So have you been digging the Jordan Peele stuff that he's been knocking out?
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. I find him a bit overrated. I really do. The films are good. I like some of the stuff. thought Get Out was interesting but way overrated. I thought Us, I was completely just didn't do anything for me whatsoever. And I never watched Nope. I didn't see the third film. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Didn't see it. Nope. But I've not. Is it any good? Is it a good movie?
It's as good as the others. I don't think it's any better, any worse. I think if you've seen the others as you have, whatever your opinions on them will pretty much be your opinion on that one. I think he's consistent in that way, and that's not a bad thing.
Got nothing against the guy. He's a smart guy. He's doing stuff. I just, like people comparing him to Hitchcock. It's like, no, mate, it's not. It's good, but he's not at that,
Yeah, give him time.
Yeah.
We're only he's like 3-4 movies deep or whatever. There's.
But I think these days they tend to build them up so much now. Some of these directors, and they're putting him in the same bracket as
Yeah.
Carpenter. It's the new Carpenter. It's the new Wes Craven.
Yeah,
no, mate.
That seems to be just generally the thing. In general, like everything's either the best thing ever or it's dog shit. No one seems to be able to go, look, it's okay. It's fine. I enjoyed it. You could just things can be okay, and that's not necessarily like a huge, terrible criticism and a horrible thing to say to someone. That it was okay, that I liked it. Didn't love it, just liked it.
Yeah.
Me never watch it again, but don't regret watching it that one time. That's okay. These things happen. That's fine.
They do. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, are you a fan of his? Are you a fan of his movies?
Yeah, I'm probably with you, to be honest. I've liked everyone. I haven't disliked them, no. But I've always left, not quite sure what all the hype's about. It doesn't seem.
Yeah. I mean,
it's good. I mean, a lot like it's not quite in the really traditionally horror mold, but of M. Night Shyamalan stuff.
Well, I watched Trap last week.
Yeah,
really enjoyed that. I thought it was really good.
I only had I had one issue with Trap. Spoilers, kids, if you've not seen it. But the one issue I had with Trap was like sort of the main character. Trying not to spoil it too much, but it's kind of hard. I think everybody's probably seen it or wants to see it at this point. But the main character, if you're going to do the kind of sort of like Jeffrey Dahmer kind of a thing, like nice guy, dad, husband, neighbor, you'd never know it was him, but he's actually some really sick, creepy motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
Now he put in a fantastic, creepy motherfucker performance, but he was so creepy when he was like in normal mode too, that it was just so like straight away, like the opening scenes of the movie, and you're just thinking, oh, creepy bastard. So the kind of big reveal that it's him doesn't feel like a great big reveal, because I was just thinking, he's so fucking creepy, like from the get-go. And a great creepy performance, but shouldn't he have been a bit more of a, shouldn't there have been 2 tiers to that performance?
Yeah.
But other than that,
I just thought this
well written, well thought out, quite well, well paced.
I just like the setting. I thought it was a good idea. I thought, wow, I've never setting like this, but a serial killer's trapped in an arena while there's a pop star singing. It was quite, and all that you're thinking, well, how's he going to get out?
Yeah.
What's going to be, and is there going to be a reveal? Because I'm thinking, is he going to do like kind of one of these twist endings that he always does? And I thought obviously the third act was a bit of a letdown, but they always are. But the setup was great, and the story, the idea
I think this is not the first time. I think I want to say M. Night specifically has kind of done the twist is that there's no twist. The twist is that you wasted all that brain power and energy trying to work out the twist. And actually, it's just right there. Yeah, because like I was thinking, it's the pop star, isn't it? the pop star's like some kind of Charles Manson guru type thing, and he's just like acting on her behalf or something, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's like, nope, it's just straightforward. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Told you that an hour ago, and that's what it is.
He played a good. I thought Josh did a good job. Yeah, it was.
I do. I thought, because I assume that's got to be a kind of an M Night specific decision to tell him to play it that way, like the whole way through. Because like, yeah, we're not really trying to fool anybody here. It's fucking you, you know, and just go for it. And he did, and I do like it. I
thought the way that they didn't keep it too long before they kind of made the reveal it was him. When he checked his toilet and he saw that kid in his cell, you're like, what's going on? What's going on here? But yeah, and then you're like, oh, it's him. Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe I'm a bit more naive or to it than it was letting on. But no, it's him, and he's trapped, and he's got to get out. But
yeah, it's like I said, good conceptually. You're actually wondering how the killer's going to get away with it, as opposed to wondering how they're going to catch the killer as such.
Yeah,
just a slight variation on that, just enough to be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, but M. Night's another one that's people are like I really, really hating on him. There was that point when he was the golden child, and then these little kind of rough patch in between. But I see that name and I think it's going to be worth a watch.
Yes.
I like some more than others, but it's always going to be interesting, at least from the art form of movie making. He's going to do something that's worth seeing. Even like, but there's that aspect. There'll be some aspect that's some kind of redeeming quality, I think, every time.
Yeah, I agree.
It's been a while since he had that, since he got a few aspects lined up in a row and really made people go, holy shit, this guy.
Yeah, it's been 25 years. Movies, you know, they're still letting him make the movies.
Yeah.
He's doing right. I don't know the box office grosses. I don't know how well his career-wise he's done successfully with his movies, but he always seems to, be able to get a green light to make one. So he's
exactly. I mean, that's another thing that I talk about it here all the time. We quantify everything, especially, I mean, everything, but especially in the movie world, everything's all about how much money it made.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, to be really basic about it, to put it really simply, if it cost you, £1, $1 to go see the movie makes $1 billion fucking dollars opening weekend. It's, the biggest hit of the summer. It's fucking record breaking. It's a good film. Not if those billion ticket buyers all walked out 2 hours later going, that was a bit shit. that was overrated. That's a give the trailer guy a raise, because that got me in here, but the film was a massive disappointment. But it's made the money. But that doesn't mean it's a good film. Lots of things that make a lot of money, lots of bands and musical artists out there make a lot of money. I don't like them.
10 grossers of all time. Currently, the top 10 grossers of all time. Have a look. They're all shit.
I'll hide the sharp objects before I do that.
Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. It's just Marvel. Well,
I imagine it is.
Even the bad ones, it's like, oh, really? Did that make that much money? Wow. It's so.
Yeah, like it what?
People are.
Yeah, it only made $500 million. Oh, flop.
Absolutely. Yeah. People are going to watch anything these days. No, it's I think the quality of the movies, them big budget movies, they're not as good. They just churn them out. It's just.
It can be. But the great thing about we're talking about horror. The great thing about horror is it does encompass like all the other genres. There's sci-fi, but it's horror. said, there's like psychological thriller, the FBI kind of a whodunit kind of thing. It's a horror movie. There's comedy. It's a horror movie. You know, it's however there's romance somewhat. Now and again, if you really want to look for it, you can find it. Um, Even if it's just a couple of sexy vampires or something getting it on, but it's like there's romantic elements to what's also a horror movie.
Mm.
And that's also I think a massive part of the appeal. Like because my favorite sci-fi movie is probably my favorite horror movie, which would be Alien.
Oh, well.
I never get bored of.
Are you Alien?
Of that movie.
Which one?
Alien. Yeah.
Alien.
Alien.
People. Some people are aliens, guys. Some people.
Yeah.
Are...
I like Aliens.
Yeah.
I like the second movie as much as the next guy. It's pretty much a fucking flawless, balls out action movie.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird as a sequel to a slow, atmospheric, incredibly tense, psychological, more about the unseen terror lurking than just showing you the monster kind of thing. As a direct sequel, which it is, and it works well, and all the continuity of the storyline is there.
Yeah.
But in that choice of to go from that to that, in a sense, if you sort of watch them back to back, like as you would with continuing sequel movies, it's kind of jarring in a way, even though they're both like totally fucking classic.
Yeah.
But I'm always waiting for this franchise, if anybody has the balls, to go back and make another, terrifying horror movie, a lot more along the lines of the first one. We keep kind of getting variations on Aliens, I think.
I mean, what did you think to the last movie?
Romulus. I enjoyed it, but was it necessary?
No.
Is it not just retreading old ground? Is there really anything new? Does it move anything on to the law or anything? So,
and if anything, obviously that's the reason why everyone loved Aliens as the sequel.
Yeah,
bans it all. It shows you the Queen. It shows you the blah blah blah. We go through the things. Sigourney Weaver comes back. At least it expanded. It didn't try to just replicate what Ridley Scott did. He took the idea and expanded it and made it his own thing. And it's like a lot of people like the first one better. As a horror film, the first one's flawless. Would you call the second one a horror film?
Yeah.
Or an action film, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
But I mean, James Cameron co-wrote Rambo 2 with Stallone. It's kind of what he did. First Blood's a very serious, and Cameron comes in and gives it this kind of treatment where it's all kind of bigger and better, and all this stuff going off. And as entertaining as it is, it's not as good as First Blood.
Yeah,
different type of film. But I didn't mind Romulus, but you've kind of just said it. It was unnecessary. There was some good. When I saw the trailer, I'm thinking visually, I'm not seeing anything new at all. It's just going to be another. We've got all the sets in place. We've got the scenario. We've got the facehuggers. We've got this. It's entertaining. Yeah, I was entertained. I thought there was some good sequences.
Yeah.
The reuse of dialogue was proper cringe fest.
Little bit.
Yeah. Are we really? That's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you won't do that. But as an entertaining piece, it was all right. It was fine.
I mean, but it was definitely, again, with the cha-ching.
I think that Alvarez probably had different things in mind that he wanted to do, and I think half of his movie that he had, in his head is probably there, and the other half is probably like 30 exec Fox, or Disney. It's Disney now, isn't it?
Disney now.
On 20.
Yeah.
But it'll have been half of the people there saying, "Oh, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to include this line, you've got to include that line."
Possibly. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And oh god. Oh.
Yeah, but I think it made the money, which I think if he wants another crack at it, I think he'll get it. And I'll be just as lured in like an idiot, just as intrigued.
We all are, and they know that, don't they? They know that we're all gonna, we're gonna be watching these movies. It's a franchise. It's just a shame that we've not got any. We've had any. This is like what we talk about aliens, like what?
God, 79. So
5 years old.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Hollywood, I mean, they haven't, when it comes to horror movies, they've stubbornly refused. There hasn't been, to use the English terminology, there hasn't been an 18 rated movie, in like, 25 years or something. They just don't make them.
It's all about.
So I'm like instantly sort of skeptical at trailers, posters, or whatever when you see the latest like scariest movie of the year, and it's like rated 12. And it's like, if you say scariest movie of the year, suitable for school children, doesn't sound that scary anymore. Like
the sense of change. I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street now, it's been reclassified to 15.
Yeah.
And it's like, really? Okay, and films like I mean, I'm sure we'll touch upon this. It's like Terrifier.
Oh yeah.
It's like the BBFC. It must be so relaxed now that past that stuff. It's absolutely fine. We can show a woman getting sawn in half. It's fine. She's an 18. Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, material you wouldn't have been getting a frame of that material into a film in the 80s in England. It wouldn't have even.
Yeah.
Oh no, we can't release it. Sorry, but that's how relaxed we are. It's like it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, you blow someone's head off. PG.
Yeah. They're gonna see worse than that on the news or on a fucking Facebook video. So like, just let them have it.
Playing your PlayStation or Xbox, Xbox, whatever. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's all right. So that bit when they were banning like catapults and throwing stars and stuff.
Yeah, when the
can't have that.
yeah, I mean that original live action Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah, the nunchuckers. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean straight up that they had to be hero turtles,
not ninja.
In the UK, because if just saying ninja was too aggressive for us poor little limeys. That first live action movie had something like 100+ cuts to make it into UK cinemas, and these were things like fist pumping each other because like it's a fist.
Yeah.
They're hitting each other. They're friends. That's a congratulations or a hello. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm sure. I might be wrong. Didn't they ban it when he was even using sausage?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So that was saw a woman in half upside down.
Yeah. How times have changed.
We can leave that in. It's fine. It's found.
Yeah. I mean, in a sense, I'm all for it. Take the ratings away completely for all I care. Just let people make up their minds. That's what trailers are for. You know what you're gonna see. Don't take, like parents out there. Don't take little Timmy to see Terrifier 3 next week, and then come out and complain and try and sue the cinema or the makers of the movie. That's just you being stupid.
Oh man. My missus is dragging me to see that on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody will be there. It'll be a full house.
Yeah, I can't really say I'm a fan, to be honest with you. But
Well, you're gonna have to settle into two more. I saw an interview this week with one of the main, there's a couple of people write it. I think it's the writer, the director, and he said he does know how this ends. Apparently, there is a story being told, and it has an ending, but he's going to need two more films to do it. So just keep going to see it, keep making the money, and because he needs enough money for two more of these fuckers.
Explained anything in 3 movies. Well, two movies out. What's going on? What's happening? Hey,
like
lose viewers by saying it, but I'm not. Hey, I think I've got nothing against the guys that make them movies. I think the guy that plays the clown's great.
Yeah.
And the director Damien, he seems like a really nice guy. They really do. And hats off to those guys for doing what they do. Practical effects.
Yeah.
And a horror movie, made. So hats off to them. But for me personally, not really my thing. I watched the first one. The gore was good, a bit excessive. Again, we're going back to what we said earlier on. They didn't seem to create much of a story or anything behind it. Yeah. Depth seemed to it pops up, sort of thing, and I'm like, well, why? Best keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's kind of like, look, it's like when bands do a.
Is it supposed to be comedy now? Is that what I'm missing? It's supposed to...
I think it's like you say. I appreciate it kind of taking that old school mentality, kind of bringing that back to a modern mainstream audience, the practical effects and all that. There's a lot to like and stick up for as an older viewer of these things, but it's kind of like like bands doing cover versions. That it's like, but we've got the originals. So unless you really, really put your spin on it, like big time, it's somewhat unnecessary. Unless you like Jimi Hendrix Watchtower this shit.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be, you can't just cover the song, It's got to be like Hendrix's Watchtower. You've got to go from Man in a Cardigan sat on a stool with an acoustic guitar to tripped out, psycho, electric, fucking over the top. If you're not doing that, then it's kind of a waste of time, really.
I mean,
for a lot of people. But then there's whole generations that didn't see what we saw back in the day, so they get to see it now.
I think it's great that the younger guys, the younger generation, get to see something that they can call their own, and they're not just watching that I grew up on. I think that's brilliant that Terrifier is doing that for them. I think it's great because I've got a lot of friends that are a lot younger, and they're kind of watching the stuff I grew up with. I'm like, wow, how come? What's happened? So the Terrifying movies are doing something for the younger guys is really good. But I think, the thing is that with them movies, everyone just talks about the gore. It's like, oh yeah, that scene where it does this. No one talks about, like, I never heard anyone talk about the story.
Yeah.
The law.
Yeah.
There's
I mean, like, even the classics, even Freddy, Michael, Jason, Chucky, even has a legitimate backstory with a whole reason for how they became what they are, why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the Mr. B with Myers, we should always not know really why Michael Myers is doing what he's doing. To be honest, I prefer that approach to that character, but I've no idea how the clown's doing what he's doing.
Maybe, well, come film number 5, we'll have to eat his words and be like, when you piece it together now and look back on it, I get it.
Genius.
I mean, although it only takes 3 movies to tell the Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's going to take 5 movies to tell us about Art the fucking Clown. But
Edition.
if you're having fun, keep having fun, kids. Keep watching them.
Hey,
look,
the fun movies, I suppose, but like I said, they're just not. It's not my thing.
So, speaking of having fun, and I'm going to try and rattle on a bit with this, and I'm going to let you go. So let's play a game. Would you like to play a game? Just play a little simple game, just a little bit of this or that.
Okay.
So there's no wrong answers. There's fucking no prizes for you, so that's all right, isn't it? So we're going to start with the perennially boring cats or dogs.
Oh, if anyone knows me, they know the answer to that question. Cats.
There we go. Nearly everybody's been a cat person on here. Beer or wine?
At the minute, beer.
Why not? Pizza or kebab?
Pizza.
Is that like a vegetarian thing or just a pizza thing?
I eat vegan kebabs a lot, but I tend to eat more pizzas than kebabs. Yeah. So yeah,
go for it. Okay, country retreat or city living?
Oh, I think at my age.
I'm going to try and throw in a couple slightly more like spooky season related ones here. Well, black or purple?
Black
every time. Clowns or zombies?
After the slagging off, I'm just getting out the clown. Zombies.
Okay. Would you rather go skydiving or scuba diving? Have you?
No, never. No, I'd love to.
No, me neither.
I'd love to do that. Yeah. But I'd be scared. I'd be the shark, you know.
Yeah. Big parties or small gatherings?
Small gatherings.
Quality over quantity, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, here's one.
Go on.
Would you rather see a puppet show or a magic show?
Magic show.
Yeah?
Are you going to do a magic trick, Johnny? I thought you were reaching in to do something.
I was going to blow my nose again for the minute. So what do you like? Do you like the, the close-up, pick a card, any card, kind of a misdirection magic? Or do you want to see the big, make the Empire State Building disappear? Illusion shit.
Small stuff. I like the small stuff. Yeah. Where they kind of eat in the hand and you're like, how did they do that? And it's just, you're like, wow, it just blows your mind. There's a process to it. It's an illusion.
It's a skill. It's a skill, but it's...
I've seen a few of them, at weddings and stuff, where they've kind of had a magician and they're just doing stuff, and you're like, wow, jeez. Yeah. For me.
Okay, so if you had to live with another family, if you had to live with one of these families, would you rather live with the Addams or the Munsters?
Oh. Oh, that's a tricky one, isn't it? Tricky one. That's a tricky one, Johnny.
For some.
Oh, Addams.
Yeah, I think most people say Addams.
I'd choose one, but yeah.
Yeah. Because the Addams, right? Like the Munsters. See, the thing is, the Munsters are like it's a slightly quirky, slightly weird to look at to some people, happy-go-lucky sitcom family.
Yeah.
But the Addams, dude, they torture is, just like a fun pastime to these people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably say it's a trick. I could have literally said either either, really, to be honest. But I choose one.
Yeah. So I always have to ask these next two.
Go for
There
it.
could be this could be, you know, a huge story time with Mr. Chris, or it could just be no. So we'll see what he has to say. Have you ever seen a UFO, sir?
No,
No.
unfortunately. I'd
Is
like.
Yeah. I mean, I said UFO. I say this UFO. They're called UAPs now, but nobody's taking a blind bit of notice of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of when you say UFO and people make a connection to aliens, I guess mainly because of media, movies, and everything else. So officially, the US government has changed the definition to a UAP, an unidentified aerial projectile or something like that,
Right.
to try and distance it from. So like, it's not an alien. It's just it might just be the Chinese or the Russians or the North Koreans, and if it is, we need to fucking know you've seen it, please. So report it. We won't think you're an alien weirdo, you know. But I don't think anybody except me right now is saying the phrase UAP. You know, look, Mom, it's a UAP. I don't think that's happening anywhere in the world.
No, not you.
No,
Oh.
no. No, I really haven't. Although I do this, and I've heard so many fucking great stories that I want to more than ever, because there's definitely something up there. I don't know where it's from. I don't know where it's gone, but there's definitely look to the skies. There's definitely something up there. What about a ghost? You ever seen a ghost?
I
Or
thought
felt?
this might be on the next question. I haven't. No, I haven't. No. And you know, I've got a few friends that have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know, apparitions, you know, figures. That's. Oh no, never. No.
I mean, we're not. We don't live. I'm not sure where you're based right now, but we're not. You know, a million miles away. We have a spooky castle on a hill, or what's left.
Yeah.
Of a. It's not really a castle, is it? At Conisborough, it's actually just a mansion house with a keep. If you actually look it up, but we call it a castle, which is, you know, reportedly haunted by some white lady or whatever, and also never saw hide nor hair of that bitch growing up either, and spent plenty of time camping overnight and stuff in that area. But you know,
always wanted to see one. I always wanted to. I had friends that saw him when they were kids, and you know, and you're like, oh, I wish I would have been there to see that. You know, and they were dead to death. It's, oh, I wanted to be there. You know, and no, never saw one.
Now, tell me. Now you've had a deja vu, though, right?
Of course, yeah.
You've had that experience of deja vu.
Yeah, many times. Yeah, strange.
Whatever the hell that is. Now, I ask this because it is as a personal question, because it's something I've experienced, and I'm curious to find out how alone I am in this universe. I've had the deja vu, right? Where whatever it might be that triggers you know, you just live your life minding your own business, then you kind of suddenly go, fuck, deja vu, you know? So, you know, let's take the Matrix thing, you know, the cat walks past, and I go, ooh, deja vu. And then kind of like a waking dream, if you will, I then start to I can sort of, once the cat's triggered me, I then go, and now there's a knock at the door. And funnily enough, and it's going to be so-and-so. I like open the door, and funnily enough, and then kind of snap out of it back to real life. Like I've had a deja vu's it's not like a everyday occurrence, but I've had a few where I kind of live within it for a bit and find myself predicting the next few minutes worth of events.
No, it's not. It's never been like that for me. My deja vu has usually been like something that happened. I don't know. It feels like a dream. You know, you're like, oh, this feels like. But I've not had an episode like that for a long time where it's where I thought, oh wow, that's no. But it did used to happen more frequently. You know, when I was a bit younger, we had a few instances where you're like, whoa, this feels a bit familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I had a dream that I had a room like this when I was young.
Well, I mean, it could be anything. There's all kinds of theories, like, parallel universes laid on top of each other, and sometimes you get that glimpse of the other you that went left instead of right, or just
Yep.
did the same thing, but just a second earlier or later,
Yeah.
to make that decision that you did, and you kind of bump into each other from time to time and just go, "Hey, what?" And then you're back.
That's it.
Who knows? Who knows? It's crazy, but it's a good source for films and shit, so it's all good.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
But I mean, there is, there's more going on out there than we will ever understand. You could label us as, oh, you've watched too many films. Oh, you watched too much X-Files, whatever it might be. But there is definitely some shit going on.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, I don't know how much time we need to waste trying to work it out. Like, as far as we know, we're only here once, so.
Yeah.
Which, thankfully, is long enough to see 5 Terrifier films. I'm just going to do it because you make that face, so I'm going to keep doing it.
No, I'll enjoy it. The movie I enjoy.
Is that what is next on your list? What is the next movie you're looking forward to, horror or otherwise?
Oh, wow. What's left? Oh, the new the Nosferatu.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. That sneaks out, doesn't it? Does that sneak out this year?
I think
it does.
I might be wrong. Well, I think it's September. The trailer's already out, so I'm sure it's some.
It can't be far away then. Yeah.
I think it's November, so yeah. I mean, that guy's an interesting director. So
yeah,
that might be an interesting one. I hope it's not too artsy-fartsy. I hope it's entertaining as well as being arty.
Yeah,
a nice balance between artsy-fartsy and entertaining. When it's too artsy, it's like, oh.
yeah. Did you check out regards vampires and vaguely sort of Dracula, if you will, related? Did you check out the Voyage of the Demeter?
Yes.
That seems to have passed a lot of people by. I really enjoyed it.
I don't think it got did it not get a cinema release?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it got a cinema release in the UK. That's why it passed a load of people. Yeah. I did see it, did watch it, and I thought it was I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. Again, good atmosphere.
Yeah.
Some good atmosphere in that movie. I thought they could have cut it down a little bit, like maybe chopped 15 minutes, maybe.
Yeah. I find I tend to think that about pretty much every film.
Made the pacing a bit tighter, and because the movie story was there, and the chapter on the boat, and it's it's Dracula, and he's trying to get to bloody Whitby. Great kind of premise for a story, but there's a few things you're like, oh, just get on with it. It's just, it was like The Thing. It was kind of like The Thing on the boat. Had that kind of they're all trying to work it out what it is and whatnot. But I thought it was all right. Yeah, underrated. Not a lot of people saw it.
So I'm going to give you one more terrible fucking question that you really don't want to be asked. We'll wrap this up, but kind of a 2-part question. Okay, what's the one older film, perhaps from our youth, that you actually think? Because all we're getting is like remakes, reboots, whatever the difference is, legacy sequels, whatever the fucking difference is. So we're going to get them whether we like it or not. So if you can, what's the one film that you actually would like to get an updated modern treatment you think could do well, and the one film that you would go, please don't fucking touch it, just leave it the fuck alone? God damn it.
That's a good one. Good question. I'd love to see someone do, and they did speak about it. It was going to happen, but it never did. An updated version with a bit more money behind it of Phantasm.
Oh yeah.
The latest. A lot of people have not seen those movies. It's an underrated franchise for me. I think it's quite interesting. There's a lot of interesting ideas. A lot of people kind of can take it or leave it. But the original, in fact, the idea behind it is great. And if you throw a load of money at that, it's and get the right director and create the right atmosphere and mood, that'd be a great movie to make to do again. Even the director Don Coscarelli involved. I'm sure he'd be involved. You'd have to go through him anyway, but get him involved because that was such a low budget movie, but such a great idea. Didn't really give a lot away either. Kind of like had to work it out. What's it about? About and they made I think they made 4. Did they make 5? Yeah, they made a few.
There's a
few of them, but they kind of the last few were really. They went back to really. Whereas the first one was really low budget. Second one, quite a bit of money spent on it. Well, saying quite a bit,
yeah.
But it's just an interesting idea. Them flying spheres.
Yeah.
You get someone who knows what they're doing and create a good movie. So yeah, Phantasm. Long-winded answer for that.
Good call.
And what was the second one? The one that
what? Yeah, which one should they keep the grubby bits off?
Easy answer for me is Jaws. Do not ever remake Jaws. Ever.
Yeah.
I'd be open to some sort of sequel, where it's not a remake of the movie. I'd I'm surprised that Universal have not done anything with Jaws since '87. Well, mind you, I'm not surprised actually. But I'm surprised with all the remakes and rehashes and reboots and blah 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 blah. They've not kind of revisited Jaws and tried to squeeze some money out of it, because I'm sure there's loads of people have got.
I mean, there are a million other shark movies,
but with the title, not like the title Jaws.
Yeah,
Universal owns that, and it's like you're sitting on that property, and you're not doing anything from it with it at all. And I'm sure they've redone Jurassic Park again, and redone this and they've redone that, and it's like, really, I mean, we're not asking for a remake of Jaws, but I'm sure loads of people have had ideas for a Jaws film, maybe set, Jaws film to be, another sequel, but done right, done a bit more, realistic. It's tough. It's tough. How do you kind of? That's why all the sequels weren't as good, because the first one was so good.
Yeah.
You can't.
I mean, in many ways, it's. I forget who said it to me, but it was put as an idea that if you're the kind of person who bitches and whines about these ridiculously long franchises and the kind of just churning out of, whenever you have that franchise, you have that name, just keep sticking it on any old shit and, just until the money dries up, whether it's like the X-Men or whether it's, The Conjuring or whatever. Just keep slapping that name on it and people will buy it. That Jaws 2, in many ways, was the start of that.
It was. You're right. Yeah.
And you could almost blame if that had never happened. If somehow Jaws 2 didn't happen, then think of all the time we could have saved not watching lots of other countless trash.
Well, I mean, you said Jaws was the first sequel. Jaws 2 was the first time people smelt the money, but the first movie was the first time people smelt the money because that movie made so much.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of one of them issues. Look.
Hey, look at that.
Look, Marilyn. Look, it's Johnny. Hey. Johnny. It's Johnny. Hey, Marilyn. Hey. What's wrong? Are you on TV? You're live on Instagram. Look at her.
No pictures for you. Oh,
that's Marilyn.
Brilliant. Fantastic. What a great name.
Wend.
Right. It's been a pleasure, sir. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to make this a short and sweet one. I don't know how much speaking capacity I even have left myself with this damn flu. Call me patient zero. So, yeah, lots of that. So, I always like to end these the same way. If you'll indulge me, if you could just look right into that camera. You can do this however you want. If you want to give it some of the old erotic swagger, if if you want to do it comedically, if you've got a good celebrity impersonation you want to break out, but if you could just look into that camera right there for me, and if you could just tell everybody at home, till next time, keep it foxy. And yes, at some point, everyone who's done it will end up on a big compilation video. You won't be alone. Don't worry.
But how does the line go again?
Till next time, keep it foxy.
Till next time, keep it foxy.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. Kids, this has been Chris. Look him up, Orange Grove 74.
You man.
All right. You're looking for the socials. Lots of great pics of his collection and everything else. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for your time, man.
We'll do another one again. We'll do another one again at some point.
Let's do that. It's been fun. Thank you very much indeed.
Nice to see you, Johnny.
Bye for now.
Bye, mate.